Hey, Jose Faction here, back again with another video. We're back in GTA 3 Definitive Edition, where I'm going to show off and give a brief explanation for coordinates hacking and teleport hacking. Alright, so in here, I have my coordinates sheet all set up and ready to go. So let's say you want to find your coordinates. You want to find vehicle coordinates, waypoint coordinates, make your teleports. First, you want to find the player coordinates by just finding yourself an area in the game where you have a flat surface, a slope, a ramp or stairs with another flat surface on top, so you can go up and down. You can do an unknown initial value search on a float while you're at the bottom. Go up, increase, go down, decrease. Rinse and repeat until you find the Y coordinate, the up, down, vertical coordinate. So once you have that, you'll have this in here, X, Y, Z. Well, I'm not gonna have the X and Z yet. You'll have the up, down coordinate first, and then you can use this. Once you found that, you'll use the what accesses to find the others. Now for me, I use this injection point because it's always being accessed, even with the game paused. And the good part about that is that only the player's coordinates are going through this one. Nobody else is going through it but the player. Only the player is going through there. So you want to find a spot where it's always being accessed constantly, so your code runs constantly, so that your teleports are smooth and work right away without having to do anything, without having to touch anything. So that's why you need this, and also make sure that it's only your coordinates going through. And then you have you can make an injection copy to fish out the X, Y, and Z from that one spot. Basically, it'll just be, 4 bytes away in one direction or the other. They're always right next to each other, so you can see at 80, 88, 84. They're just right next door, so when you go in there, make your symbol with the offset. Just pop those in. And you make the injection copy for that. And now for waypoint. Of course, that's only going to show up once you put down the waypoint. But what I did to find it is, this is why it's important to get your player's coordinates first, so that way you can use the player's X or Z to judge the X or Z position of this waypoint in relation to the character and do a value between search. So my character is at, for this, I just use the X because X is going left and right in this particular game. And I walked up the ramp and down the ramp and found out that the value increases when I go up this ramp, and value decreases when I go down the ramp. for the X. Right there. So I just put this here and I just did a value between, say, 130, a little bit less than where my character's at, and then like 200 or 300. You can search like at least 300 here because it's 200 more than where the character's at, depending on where you put the waypoint. I just normally put it close by, so now I don't have to guess too high of a number for the value in between search. You just do that value in between, and then you can stay here and do increase, decrease, increase, decrease, so you find the waypoint, X value in this case, right here. And once again, see what's accessing it. And in here we find that this is constantly accessing it here, and only the coordinates for the waypoint are going through there. Lovely, right? So it's constantly being accessed there, and only the one address is going through. Exactly what we want. And once again, they're all 4 bytes away from each other. 4C5, C5, 0, as we can see. Make your symbol plus offset from in the script, and you're good to go with that. So let's look in here to see what I'm talking about. I basically put all 3 of the addresses together: player coords, waypoint coords, vehicle coords. We'll get to the vehicle in a second. But here, just made a symbol, put in the base address, and just added our offsets down in here in these manually added address entries in the table to construct our coordinates cheats. That was for the player, and here's for the waypoint. Same thing, symbol, feed at the base address. Base address happened to be in racks in this case. Get scared of all this mumbo jumbos, just check your register state. You can see that the base address is in one of the registers. And then check for this. This one happened to be 0. So 0 times 8 is 0, 0. And all I had to worry about was the offset over here, because all this junk at equals 0. So I got lucky on that one, but just all you gotta do is check the register state, look at the math that's happening, and calculate it. Nothing to be afraid of if it looks like that. It's all good. Okay, so the vehicle coords only load up when you enter a vehicle. So I get in this vehicle. And there they are. So for this one, in this game, to find the vehicle coordinates, easy trick you can do is just look at where your player is at. Once again, use the Y coordinate, your vertical up-down coordinate, and just do a value between search for float, and do one less than the player and one higher than the player, and then go up and down the ramp until you find the one, which is here. And when you find it, you can test it. Voila! And you found your coordinate. So for vehicle, we went to access it. What we found out is, what I found out is the Just pop it up again. Our injection point can only be found when the game is unpaused. When the game is paused, no longer is being accessed. So the injection point that was found after unpausing the game and going back in. And I just went ahead and used what you want to do is just find the regular the move SS, a read where it's taking register plus offset, moving it to the XMM register. These are the best ones to go for. And once again, when you find one, you check it. Make sure that only the vehicle address is going through it. Let's see. So the one I used is look like this. I think it's that one now, since I have the cheat activated. Yeah, there we go. Once you find the one, it'll look like this. Well, it'll be inside the regular game code. This is just because my cheat's open. So it's in my custom memory section. But when you check it, this one, only the vehicle's address is going through it. For this one, what happens is it's only counting up when you're in the vehicle. If I get out, it stops. Once I get in the vehicle, then it goes up again. Okay. But when I get into another vehicle, steal some vehicle real quick. Now it's going to put it back, so that's the new address, as you can see. But as you notice, that new address is the only one counting up because we're in the vehicle. I step out of it though. Again, it stops. Go back to this one. Loads in the new address. And that one's constantly being accessed while everything else is not. So that's a perfect spot in memory to be at for this particular use case for vehicles. That's what we want. We don't want any other vehicle being affected by ours. So that's the one we like to see. Okay, so once you've done that, you go in here, add that to our script, symbol, feed the offset, make your injection copy. As you can see, they're 4 bytes away again, 3840 3C. Put those in. Well, the way you find the offsets, instead of guessing just to be 100% sure, is you do dissect data structure, and that'll let you see everything that's nearby. Find it that way, or you can just browse the memory region for the address. You can see them right here. You can do it that way too. But I just use to dissect data structures personally. Okay, so in the script, you got all your injection copies. And if you want to do teleports, then I went ahead and made a Lua script based on a template from Chris Fade over at Cheat the Game. I have it here. The template looks like this. You just have to save and load in there. I went ahead and added to it and expanded upon it by adding in the waypoint and the vehicle as well. So, once you're in here, you just fill in this side with your symbol name plus offset. And it's going to feed your address down here. When you have the script activated, it's going to feed your symbol plus offset, the value of that. It's going to read that and put it into a variable here. And then on this one, it'll just load from the variable back into that address. So you're saving a position and loading, teleporting back to that position you saved. And then waypoint, you just take your symbol and offset, read it, put it into a variable, and then take the variable value of the variables for waypoint and put them into the player coordinates. This first half is the coordinates of the waypoint. So you take the waypoint symbol here, and then the second half, you want to feed it to your player's coordinates, writing it into your player's coordinates. So teleport your player to the waypoint. Your vehicle, I'm going to do a save load. And then you're going to do just like you did with the player coordinates up there. Same thing like this, but for the car. So read vehicle's location, your symbol for the vehicle plus offset, read that value of that address to store it into a variable, and then write value in the variables back to the address of the car, coordinate address of the car right here. So there you go. Value from the address to a variable, then from a variable back to that very same address. And if you want to teleport the car to the waypoint, basically the same as what I did up here with the player one, but instead of the second half being player coordinates, we're sending those waypoint coordinates to the vehicle's coordinates address. So we're writing it to the vehicle this time because we want to teleport our vehicle. And up here in the top half, we just use the waypoint symbol again because we're still teleporting to the waypoint, and then putting that to our vehicle. So I had an issue in game where the vehicle was getting stuck in the ground. So here I added an extra 5 to the float value, increase the height of the vehicle as it spawns into or as it teleports rather to the waypoint. That way it doesn't end up in the ground. So all you gotta do is just put a plus and however much of a boost you think you'll need. For me it was just 5. So I added 5 to the value and we were good. So that's the Lua. And that's just a real quick rundown of how I'm doing coordinates and teleports for this game. So we can do a quick demo. Teleportation. Let's turn it on. Have instructions here for the player and for vehicle. We want to teleport our player to the waypoint. It's F4, so let's give it a try.
Waypoint.
And oh, look at that. Made it up on a building top. I guess the waypoint was a little bit too close to the building. Let's hop down. So boom. Pretty good. Let's say we want to get back over there. Let's see what happens when we go.
Waypoint.
Back on the roof again. That's okay. Hop down. Sometimes when you try to get in tight spaces like that, you end up in spots like that. But yeah, pretty much there you have it. Zoom in, maybe that'll help us get a better spot on the actual road. Like that, for example.
Waypoint.
There we go. Right. Head on back.
Waypoint.
There we go. Boom, waypoint teleporting works. Easy peasy. Okay. And we go ahead and showcase the vehicle one real quick. Just cause. Let's say we're going our vehicle here. Let's say we want to teleport. Let's go over here, for example. Right. Double check our instructions. F7 to teleport vehicle. Okay.
Waypoint.
There you have it. Wonderful. We have teleported a vehicle. Try again.
Waypoint.
There you go. Okay. So that is it, guys. Vehicle teleportation and player teleportation. Coordinates and all. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. And don't forget to check out Cheat the Game with Chris Fate to get more detailed tutorial on teleportations and coordinates. He gives great video tutorials on those. This was just my quick rundown of what I've accomplished here on GTA 3 Definitive Edition. So, if you'll like this one, give it a thumbs up on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to see more exciting hacking content like this. And I'll see you all next time.